Jordan, how would you kind of characterize the round out there today?
Uh, Spyglass is it's a tough test. It was, would have liked to have done better on my front nine. That was really gettable. And then I thought played the back nine really well. It was really bizarre the last 4 holes or so with the wind. It went from nothing to flipping and then blowing about 25 out of nowhere the other direction from the forecast. That throws us through a big loop when you're prepping for something and you got to make the adjustment. But I had a good last 3 holes, and that always kind of puts a smile on your face. I wish I would have shot a few under today, and just a couple early iron shots I hung right. Otherwise, it would have been a day like that.
Finishing under par, though, you feel like you haven't shot yourself out of the tournament, correct?
Yeah, I don't think so on this golf course, but where it's forecasted to kind of pick up on Saturday and then Sunday, being on Pebble those days, you're really exposed, so that's tough. So it's a little bit of a tall task by the look, but obviously we have no idea what to expect with the forecast. So I know one thing: Monterey is typically the lowest scoring average, and I've got to try and get back into it tomorrow.
What was the most difficult part when the wind kind of started to kick up and flip?
I mean, the problem is you can't start it really far to the sides out here because it's so tree lined. So you've got to start it down, an alleyway, and try and turn it into what's a heavy, 15, 20 mile an hour wind. The ball just doesn't spin enough with a driver to do that. And so you're almost just kind of hoping that, it kind of drops down in the fairway. And it didn't do that for me the last two. The wind caught them and moved them to the right, but I was able to squeak a couple pars.
Another question? Just wondering here, can you just take me through 18 and that second shot and what you saw and what you were kind of hoping for?
I mean, didn't know the distance or really the line. I took a gap wedge out. It was going to be fine getting over the tree. It just needed to miss the next ones. The problem was it's straight into the wind and I'm hitting it high and it's out of the rough, so it could be a flyer and it may not. And the difference if it spins versus a flyer with that shot, with that much wind, is 50 to 60 yards, like legitimately 50 to 60 yards, throwing it up in the air like that. So you're just like, well, I hope I'm right. And I had caught a piece of the tree, but I think it still would have been short of the green. It came out spinny. The next two shots were really nice, and they'll make lunch taste quite a bit better. Squeaking in a 4 there on the last on what was borderline unplayable on 18 as ball started to move on the green, as you saw.
Well, go through the conversation you and Michael had on 12 today.
Tee box there.
Oh yeah, so 11. It's forecasted south all day, and 11 it was kind of weird. I thought on the line I hit my tee ball it would carry, and it didn't. We get to 12 and it's still north, where the wind should be down off the left. It'd be like just an 8-iron and hold the breeze. I'm like, I'm going to play the forecasted wind because that's what it's been all day, and that's what it does here. It doesn't flip here. And I hit it in the air, and I hit some bad irons today, but that was a really good one. And I thought I would see it kind of hold the wind and go right at it, and it just kept going left. I'm like, well, I guess it actually did totally flip. You're stuck in a tough spot there because you're so elevated. It's going to affect the ball significantly, and you don't want to hit it right to the right pin. So I ended up in a fine spot to get up and down. It was just frustrating because I thought I hit a shot that was going to be close.